What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of Let's Talk Football, Sis. And our not so surprise is we're together. We are so freaking excited for you. Those of you who are just listening, me and Ange are officially in the same motherfucking room doing this podcast together, and we're so freaking excited. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to do a live mock draft right alongside of you guys. So you're going to watch us draft live in action. We're going to draft from our positions that we're drafting in our girls only league. I am in the 5th position, and I always get Ange's wrong. So Ange,
I am in the 7th position. She always wants to say 9th. I don't know why, but I am picking from the 7th.
The 7th position. So 5th and 7th. So we are right in the middle of your draft board, and we're going to share some commentary. Commentary of not only why we're making the decisions that we're making, but also commentary on some things that we think might be happening in the draft that likely might not happen in your actual live draft. Keep in mind that a mock is just that. It's a computer mock draft. It might not actually go to plan. And speaking from someone who just drafted today, weird shit happens in fantasy football drafts. So be prepared. So we're going to dive into all of the things. And before we dive in, again, we said this last week, but we're never going to be able to stop saying it. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. We love you so much. We love getting the messages from you guys of like how helpful all of these episodes have been. And this is just the fucking beginning because we're going to be with them all season long, right?
All season. I'm so excited to continue giving women confidence to go into fantasy football, and then confidence for their draft, but then confidence to make really bold moves throughout the season, trades, pickups off waivers, all that great shit. So we cannot wait. Let's get started. And let's what?
Talk some football, sis. I knew she wanted me to do that, and I completely blanked when I was like, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? All right, so we're going to dive right in. You can see, if you are tuning in on YouTube, you can see the draft right beside us. So we're going to get that started here in a second. But then also keep in mind that if you're just listening, we're going to walk you through who's been taking, share commentary, all of that kind of stuff. But this is our soft plug. If you haven't followed us on YouTube yet, we're good time. I promise. We've got some Surfsides here. This shit is the tits. It's so freaking good. So we're going to drink some Surfsides. We're going to have some fun. Maybe crack a cold one open with us. Unless you're on the way to work right now, then save your alcohol consumption for the weekend, my friend. Let's get into this live mock draft. All right, get that shit started, Ange. Okay, so the computer did the right thing, and they took Jamar Chase off the board in the first round. Justin Jefferson went second, which I don't think that's actually going to happen. There is an injury risk there, so who knows? Saquon Barkley went third. Derrick Henry went fourth, which I think is a little early for him. And the fact that Bijan Robinson fell to me is criminal, and I won't let that pass up. So I'm going Bijan Robinson with my first pick in our NFL fantasy football draft.
Yeah, I can't believe you went either. So then I was kind of waiting for Jameer. I said it right. Jameer.
It's not roasted on the internet because she said Jamar.
It's okay. It's okay. We say what we want here. So that means that really all the big running backs, in my opinion, are pretty much taken. Not really, but I'm not going to pull the trigger on Genty this early. I don't know. I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb as my...
Amon-Ra St. Brown went right after that. Ashton Genty went with the 9th pick. Malik Neighbors in the 10th. Puka Nacua in the 11th. CMC in the 12th, which I think is the appropriate place for CMC to be going. If you have the 12th pick, I would not pass up on that. Then stack that pick with Nico Collins as the roundabout, and the snake went back. Devon Achane went in the 11th. Brian Thomason went in... Brian Thomas went in the 10th. AJ Brown in the 9th. Drake London in the 8th. And Ange is back up on the board. What shall she do?
And I see my shining gem that I'm going to grab, and that is going to be the B. Brock Bowers. I'm going to grab my tight end here. I think he is one of those 2 elite tight ends that we have been talking about in Bowers and McBride. I actually can't believe that he's still there. So I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to really set myself up with a solid tight end. So here we go. And then next went Josh Jacobs, and Amanda is up again.
Awesome. All right. So I did go running back in that first pick, like I said, with Bijan Robinson. And at this point, I'm kind of deciding, do I want to diversify early and go running back, wide receiver? There isn't a wide receiver at the top of this board that I'm really like hot on. I'm not super hot on Lad McConkey. I don't want Tyreek Hill on my team. And there do appear to be a few running backs that drop back to me after the turn. So this is me kind of plotting not only for my pick right now, but also for the next pick, because I do get it at the turn here. So I'm kind of questioning what to do, but there are 2 elite quarterbacks on the board, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I never take quarterbacks this early ever. But in this mock draft situation, I like to fuck around and find out. So I'm going to go ahead and do something a little risque. And Josh Allen, welcome to my team. Let's do this shit. All right. From there, Bucky Irving went to team 4. They are now double running backed up. Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Ladd McConkey, JSN, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, and I was hoping both of those guys dropped to me in the 5th, and they didn't, and I'm a little bit pissed off about it, but that's okay. I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm going to look down my draft board first. So before I pick, I'm going to look down and say, okay, I have a running back, I have a quarterback. There is a lot of wide receivers in the middle of this draft that aren't too shabby. So I'm not freaking out to pick a wide receiver right now. So I'm going over, and on Sleeper, there's tabs you can pick from. There's a quarterback, running back, wide receiver. I'm going to look at my wide receiver and my running back tabs alone, so my brain doesn't get fucked up. So I'm looking at T. Higgins as my number 1 option. Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison are all on the board. I really like Marv, and so that's a solid pick for me there. Running back wise, I'm left with James Cook, Breece Hall, who I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, or Alvin Kamara right now. Omari Hampton's on the board a little bit deeper. Oof, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and take Marv. I'm taking Marvin Harrison. I'm going to wide out to a wide receiver. So I took Marv. Trey McBride went right after that for team 6, which is a solid choice there in the 3rd. That's a steal for Trey McBride. And Angie's up with her 3rd pick.
So I do not have a running back. Yes, I was looking at team 6 running back, and I'm not hot on Breece Hall. Not feeling him. At the top here, and we're in the 3rd, would be James Cook. I think I'm going to go with them. I think he's going to be a solid. I think right. He's in a contract. I think that gives me a little bit more security as that pick. And he did really great things last year. So let's hope that kind of continues into this season. So here we go. Grabs him off the board.
Beautiful. We love to freaking see it. I don't hate that at all. All right. So from there, Jalen Hurts is off the board. Garrett Wilson gone. Jaden Daniels done. Alvin Kamara, George Kittle, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Rashee Rice, Omari Hampton, Mike Evans, all off the board. And now Ange is up. She currently has CeeDee Lamb as a wide receiver, Brock Bowers at a tight end, and James Cook as a running back. She's diversified, but she's a little weak in every position. What do we do now?
Yeah. I'm a little over the place, but that's usually how I run my life, so it's okay. I think I might check out. I see something that I might want to do. I know Amanda likes tea. Mm-hmm. We're in the same room together, and I would love to see the reaction when I get to yell tea at the screen, and Amanda has to sit there and say tea, not for me. But I think, I don't know. He's a good compliment to Jamar Chase. I don't know. I'm going to go a different route. So I think I'm going to go with DK Metcalf. Yeah. I think that he's going to get grabbed by the time that draft gets back to me, which is going to be a while for sure. I think he and Aaron Rodgers are going to do some good things in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to go with DK. Here we go.
I like it. I do not mind the DK pick there at all. Joe Burrow went right after DK Metcalf. So that does mean T. Higgins is still on the board. Okay. He is still there and available. But again, I'm scrolling through my tabs and I'm looking at who also do I have as a running back option, not just right now, but who could potentially drop to me. That's going to give me my choice. Do I go wide receiver or running back here? I also like to look down my draft board. So team 4 only has running backs on her roster right now. So the likelihood of her choosing another running back here is slim to none. So that just gives me a little bit of context clues. But again, down the draft board, there's a team with no running backs at all. So likely she's going to go running back. So those are things that I'm thinking about when I think forward about who I'm going to take here. So I'm likely going to skip on my wide receiver and go ahead and skip back to a running back. The running back class is not very deep. The wide receiver class is. So I'm going to go ahead and skip most likely and take a running back, I believe. And I'm going to do something different. I don't usually take him, but I'm going to. I'm going to take Chuba Hubbard here. He is now on the team. So I've got Bijan, Josh Allen, Marvin Harrison, Chuba Hubbard. T. Higgins is officially off the board. Scary Terry is done. Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, Devontae Adams, Sam Laporta, David Montgomery, Travion Henderson. Sad. And Xavier, Worthy are all off the board. If I was thinking better, and I should have looked at that, I should have seen where Travion was going, I would have taken him over Chuba Hubbard there. That's a little bit of a reach, but I would have went with it. So I am back up on the board now. And at this point, I'm thinking again to take a wide receiver because it'll round my team out a little bit. But again, I'm looking at my draft board and seeing who's there. Oh no, I see who I want. I'm taking Devontae Smith, baby. AJ Brown has a rumored hamstring injury. We don't know what's going to happen. Give me Devontae Smith. DJ Moore went right after that, and Ange is now up on that board.
Okay, I think here I'm going to be looking at a running back for sure. I'm weak on the running back. I only got one. I don't want to say James Cook's weak, but I'm only going with one right now. So again, I'm going to kind of take a look at not only who's at the top here, but kind of a little bit deeper down just to see. But I think I'm going to go with toward the top anyways. And like Amanda said, it's good to look deeper and to kind of see your prospects, not only for this pick, but in the future, have a plan. But I'm going to go with James Conner here.
I like James Conner. Yeah. You want to be able to have a plan. That way, you know, like who could potentially go or who might not end up going. Mm-hmm. All right. Ange took James Conner. Again, I think that's a good pick. I like James Conner this year. I might think she should probably handcuff herself on him because he does like to get hurt. Travis Kelce went right after that. Interesting. Wouldn't be what I did. I would take, if you're deeper in the draft and you want to take a tight end around the 5th round, I would preference TJ Hawkinson over Travis Kelce in my personal opinion. TJ Hawkinson is going to get more targets, specifically at the beginning of the year. Simply because Justin Jefferson is likely hurt. We don't know the severity of that. Jordan Addison is suspended. So keep that in mind. If you are looking at a tight end in the 5th, TJ Hawkinson would be my go-to. Anyways, Travis Kelce went, Zay Flowers went, TJ Hawkinson's off the board. Patty Mahomes is gone. Jalen Waddle, Travis Hunter, Joe Mixon. Again, weird. With his injury risk, I wouldn't take Joe Mixon in the 6th. If you get to take Joe Mixon, he should be because he drops way down your draft board. He's hurt. We have no idea if he's missing one game or multiple games. George Pickens is off the board. I love that pick, by the way. Tet McMillan, Jamison Williams, and now Ange is back up on the board.
All right. So again, I really have a little bit of everything. I have a little mixed bag of a team here. I got wide receiver, tight end, running back, wide receiver, running back. So I'm going to look, I think, here for another wide receiver for sure. I'm going to look a little bit around here. I think I'm looking either at Calvin Ridley or Rome Odunze, but I don't know. I think I might be able to get a Odunze a little bit later. So I'm going to I'm going to stay away from Jerry Jeudy. I don't know. Risky. It's risky just with the quarterback situation, so I'm not really sure. So I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley here.
Yeah, I like Calvin this year for sure. I think that's a good pick. Obviously, Cam Ward as their quarterback. He is a rookie. We're not sure how he's going to do, but Calvin Ridley caught every single ball from the mixed bag of the Tennessee Titans last year. So we are hoping that Cam Ward's better than the Mayo Man himself, okay? So that's our hope anyways. All right, so right now I have Bijan Robinson, Josh Allison, Marvin Harrison, Chuba Hubbard, Devontae Smith. They are all on my team. I could choose here many different players. I am going to be honest, I'm not even looking at the tight end position at all at this point because I haven't picked one yet. I'm going to wait a very long time till I even consider one at this point. Somewhere in rounds 8 to 10, I'll think about a tight end. So right now, my priority is to round out my running back and wide receiver room as I see fit. RJ Harvey is on the board, rookie for the Denver Broncos. I do like that pick. I don't like Aaron Jones. He's old. Old man Aaron Jones. DeAndre Swift, I don't hate either. But I am going to go ahead and pick up RJ Harvey and take him. And that's going to lock down my running back room for right now. You got to unpause that for me, though. Pause sometimes so we can talk to you guys while we do it. So we're going RJ Harvey there as my pick. After RJ Harvey, Mark Andrews is off the board. Baker Mayfield, gone. Aaron Jones, Bo Nix, Jerry Jeudy, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Caleb Johnson are all gone. So now again, looking at my options, I am really looking at rounding out my wide receiver room. So I'm running way down the board to see when some of the guys I really want are listed to make sure I don't miss anybody and see if they'll draft back to me. So I'm going to go ahead and risk it for the biscuit here. I'm taking Ange's pick, though. I'm taking Rome. Well, let me double check. I don't have. What you want to look at is you also want to look at, do you have any of those players from that team already on your team? You don't have too many players from the same team, but I don't have any Bears right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take Rome Odunze. Sorry, not
And that always happens, right? You're in your draft, you're locked and loaded for your next pick, and that person goes bye-bye for you. But even like a little bit ago when I unpaused it, don't be scared to go through mocks with that feature because it gives you it. But then as you kind of get closer to your draft day, and I might be talking to people and say, well, I already drafted, so I don't know what you're talking about, but I would have waited a little bit. But our draft is like coming up super quick. So I would practice with that just so you're used to it. But I didn't pause it because I'm just going to go with the flow here. All right. So I'm looking probably for another running back. See what I could do here. Or I might wait for a running back and take some chances on maybe some rookies or some sleeper running backs. Or like Amanda said earlier, some handcuff running backs for some, both of the guys I have. You know what? I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers here. I'm going to pick up another wide receiver in Jacoby Myers in Las Vegas. That wide receiver room is a little light. Then Quinshon Judkins went next. Evan Ingram, Brian Robinson, Deebo Samuel, Travis Etienne, Jared Goff, then Chris Olave, Jalen Warren, Kyler Murray, Tyrone Tracy, and then it is back to me in my 8th pick. And I'm going to take a look at what I got to look for here. I think I'm going to do, I don't know. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to divulge the secrets to Amanda. I'm going to think about it. I already got wide receivers pretty locked in. I think I'll pick up one a little bit later. I think I'm going to take a chance on another running back here. I only got 2. And I don't know if I want to take a chance on a rookie or if I want to go with a little bit more of a seasoned player. I'm going to go with Cam Scatterbo. Grab it. I'm gonna risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit. Honestly, that's a lot of fantasy football too. Like, take your shot on a guy. If you feel good about him, go for it. Who the fuck cares what anyone else thinks? All right, so she took Cam Scatterbo. I just don't know why that sounds like a jazz room. Scatterbo. Okay, Philadelphia Eagles defense went next. Are they an elite defense? Yes. 6. I wouldn't take them that early, but that's fine. Do you? Okay. So I am now up. Right now, my team is Bijan Robinson, Josh Allen, Marvin Harrison, Chuba Hubbard, Devontae Smith, RJ Harvey, and Rome Odunze. On the board right now, I am looking at who do I want to go with next. And obviously, I'm still waiting on a tight end position. But again, I'm comfortable continuing to do that. I'm not going to go ahead and make a panic pick here. I honestly know who I want, and I'm going to go ahead and jump down and grab him right now. Emeka Egbuka, welcome to the team, my friend. That is who I'm going with. Undraft that shit, and he is on my team. It's a little bit deeper down the board, but again, I want him, and he probably wouldn't circle back to me, so I'm going to go ahead and take him now. Justin Herbert went right after that. Stephon Diggs, Tyler Warren, Jordan Mason, Cooper Kupp, Ricky Pearsall, which was another one of the picks I wanted, but that's fine. David Njoku, which I would have taken him as a tight end here as well. And Brandon Aubrey, which is a kicker. And don't you dare fucking take a kicker that early, okay? This is what I mean when mock drafts is not perfect. Don't take a kicker that early. No one has that good of an upside as a kicker, period, okay? So now I'm back on the board, and I'm again looking at what my options are here. A couple rookies. Matthew Golden. I do like him. I think he's going to have a year. As far as running backs, though, who's going to make it back? Where are we at? He's probably not going to make it back, so I'm doing it now. I'm taking Zach Charbonnet, baby. I'm really hot on him this year in the Seahawks offense. I think Kenneth Walker's likely going to get hurt. That's just a hardcore assumption. And I also have a feeling that he's going to take way more downs than we think. I'm hoping Zach Charbonnet is my third down or goal line guy. Hoping he's my goal line guy, and he can score me some tutties. So Khalil Shakir was taken next, and just up. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong thing.
I'll take it. I'll screw your draft up. Okay. I like looking at another wide receiver here, and I think I'm going to take another rookie swing to the fences and go with Matthew Golden here. Mm-hmm. He was on my kind of list of guys to look at down the draft board, so he's available. I'll grab him.
I like it. All right, she took Matthew Golden. Chris Godwin's gone. Juwan Jennings, Baltimore Ravens defense, Pittsburgh defense, Dalton Kincaid. Denver Broncos, J.K. Dobbins, Jaden Reed, Jonnu Smith, Brock Purdy, gone. And Angie's back up on the board.
Here we go. All right, we are in the 10th round here. And I am eyeing up a good QB wide receiver stack. And I see a little late, but I'm going to do it. And I got CeeDee up at the top.
Do it.
I'm going to take Dak Prescott. I'm going to roll that dice.
I like it. Honestly, that is a solid ass stack if you take CeeDee Lamb, and typically Dak's not going until the 10th round, sometimes in the 9th, but like that is a good ass stack to risk it for the biscuit on. So I love that. Jaden Higgins went. He is a wide receiver rookie for Houston. And I am back on the board looking at all of my options here. I still yet to have a tight end, and Colston Loveland is on the board. However, I do have Roma Dunze. Not that I can't have a wide receiver and a tight end on the same team. I totally can. However, there's only so many targets to go around. So I'm not going to do that. Not because it's a bad idea, because you can totally have a tight end and wide receiver from the same team. But I also am unsure about how Caleb Williams is going to perform this year. So I don't love taking too many pieces of the Bears offense. So instead of doing that, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to wait to take that tight end yet again, as if you haven't heard me say that enough yet. And I'm actually going to scroll down that draft board and let's see, how many wide receivers do I have? I have 4. Is there anyone here I like? Ugh, I'm worried about him. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and snag Keon Coleman here. I'm worried about Josh Downs. I'm worried about his hamstring. I don't know what his health looks like right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take Keon Coleman with the 10th pick in the draft. Right. And, oh no, I'm sorry. Colston Loveland did go right after that, which to be expected. Javonte Williams, Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitty Pitts, Stinky Pitts, Josh Downs, Cameron Dicker the kicker, which we do love Dicker the kicker because how funny is that all year to say? Michael Pittman's gone, CJ Stroud was taken, and now I'm up again. And again, I still have no tight end. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks left in the draft here. And I'm not going to lie, I don't mind Jake Ferguson. I think that's going to be where I go. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take a tight end first, finally, at pick 11, and take Jake Fergie, baby. Big face one after that, and Ange is back up.
Okay, so far on my team, so I'm going to recap mine. I'm going to pause the draft here for us. I got CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, James Cook, DK Metcalf, James Conner, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers, Cam Scattaboo, or Bo, I'm not really sure. We're going to skid it. Matthew Golden, and then I grabbed Dak Prescott in the 10th. So I am looking at my next, I'm not going to really take the defense and the kicker into my, thoughts right now, but my next 3 picks, I got to kind of pick strategically here. I'm going to grab Trey Benson. I'm going to make him my handcuff to James Conner, who is old and could have a repeated, season of missing games.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that has been his forte. So Nick Chubb went after that. Brandon Ayuk, Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Chase McLaughlin. Sarah McLaughlin, is that a country singer? Okay. Sarah McLaughlin, Chase McLaughlin's younger brother. I made that up. That's not true. Jake Elliott, Buffalo Bills defense, Houston Texans defense, and
I'm back again. So then I'm going to kind of take some shots here, and I'm going to look at guys who I think might have really big seasons. I might, just have them on my bench and then say they're not really performing like I want, and drop them and check the waiver wire. I mean, that's kind of all options to take. So I'm going to, I have right now, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs. I'm going to try. And we had a lot of conversation about this, dude.
Do it.
I'm going to go with Lil Bill.
Lil Bill? That's a deep pick.
I'm going to go with Lil Bill. I have a good feeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't that deep.
Said Austin Eckler.
No.
Little bit. Tell him who Lil Bill is.
So his name is Ja'Cory Kroski. What is the actual name? Merritt. That's it. And he goes by Lil Bill. I have not done a little research about why that is the case. I know there's a cartoon that was Lil Bill. Maybe he looks like that cartoon. We need to do some research. So if you know, drop it down below and give us the knowledge that we don't have, obviously. Little Bill. But I took him. Amanda's giving me the stanky face.
Little Bill. Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. You do you, boo-boo. Okay. Austin Eckler went right after Little Bill, which is who I would have taken there. But, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and also take a rookie running back. I'm going to take Jadon Blue. I think he is going to end up leading the backfield for Dallas. Say it. You heard it here first. You didn't really hear it here first because other people have said that. But I'm taking Jadon Blue. After that, the Minnesota Vikings defense, Detroit Lions defense, Caleb Williams, gone. gone. Whatever. Najee Harris, Chris Boswell, Tajee Spears, Harrison, Buddy Butker. He'll never go. I don't take Buddy Butker. Buddy Butker, women in the kitchen bullshit. I'm not going to lie. I don't live in the kitchen. I don't like to cook. Sorry, Harrison. You can stay on the draft board. Marvin Mims went after that. I do like a Marvin Mims pick. So I'm back up on the board. I absolutely have no idea in the ever living mind what I'm going to do. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do something weird. I'm going to go ahead and look at who's left here. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I totally forgot that I have like a Josh Allen, Keon Coleman stack.
I did. I forgot.
Yeah.
Josh Allen at all. I thought I was about to say, you don't have a quarterback.
Look at me taking Keon Coleman without even realizing that I still had Josh Allen on my team. I love that for me. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a second quarterback because that's just who I want to be. I want to be that girl. You don't have to take two quarterbacks, but I took a quarterback so early that I have a ton of other players that have already rounded out my team. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jordan Love. Did he have a great year last year? No. Could he potentially do great this year? I don't know. Maybe. We're hoping for it. JJ McCarthy went after that, and Angie's back up. So what are you doing?
I am thinking... I'm looking at wide receivers here. I think I have enough rookies on my team. I'm gonna pump the brakes there. So I'm gonna pick up a really old veteran, who's gonna no. I'm just gonna go with Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I was gonna pick old man Thielen.
Oh no. I thought you were going.
Okay, never mind. I thought you were gonna pick old man Thielen. I stayed away from him. I did have him last year and he helped me, but
he did.
All right. So Keenan Allen was me, then Dallas Goedert went, Tank Bigsby, Trey Harris, Luther Burden, Rashad White. Then we rounded into round 14, Justin Fields, Cam Ward, Zach Ertz.
Younghoe Koo,
said that wrong the other day. Tyler Loop, and then I am on the clock again. So here I'm going to be looking at a defense, I believe. I'm going to kind of like think about the roster of the defense each week, and then I might probably stream it at this point for the defense. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to go with the 49ers defense.
Yeah, keep in mind with your defense, you can stream them week to week. So it's not that deep. And yes, defenses can get you negative points, right? Because they start the week with 10. They can either go up or go down. Typically, they do go down in some way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind as you're selecting a defense. But again, it's just not that deep. I'm going to go ahead and take Commanders defense is rated above, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs defense because I have a good feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and snag them off the board. From there, Isaac Guerrero went. If you didn't hear that news, Isaac Guerrero or CMC obviously is the lead back in San Francisco. And Brian Robinson has joined the San Francisco 49ers. So he is likely going to be the backup. So you can handcuff CMC with Isaac Guerrero. I just don't know the validity of that anymore. I would rather you, if you're going to handcuff CMC, because everyone on the 49ers gets hurt at some point, okay? So Ricky Pearsall himself will get hurt, I'm sure, at some point. But I would probably handcuff CMC with Brian Robinson as opposed to Isaac Guerrero, but that's just my opinion. Rashad Bateman's off the board. Washington Commanders. Oops, where are we at? Tyler Algier. I still think Tyler is a really great handcuff for Bijan Robinson, and they still will use Tyler Algier this year regardless. I flexed him last year multiple times and won the week because of that. It works. Rounding into the last round here, Seattle Seahawks, Christian Kirk, Adam Thielen, old man Thielen. There are some rumors that he might be traded, and it sounds like maybe the Vikings. So we'll see. Kyle Williams that was weird. Kyle Williams was taken. So I'm going to go ahead and snag a kicker, and I'm taking Little Cam Little simply because I like the name Little Cam Little. He is now my kicker.
She couldn't wait to do that.
I know.
And then my kicker, I'm going to grab Evan McPherson on the Cincinnati team. I think offense is going to be a good, strong pick for me. After McPherson at my pick, went down. Tootin went next. Ray Davis, Jerome Ford, Isaiah Likely, and last off the board, Tyler Bass went.
Big Billy Bass Mouth. What is that big fish they used to call
Billy Big Mouth Bass?
Billy Big Mouth Bass. Listen, if you grew up in the Midwest, you likely had a Billy Big Mouth Bass. I can't say that. Yeah, our dad had one, and then when we were younger, he would put it in the fucking hallway. So when you would wake up late and you'd walk out, that motherfucker would go off.
You just start singing tunes.
Fucking trauma ties. Also, we just found out today, my dad has a Whoop now. We just found out today that his average wake up time is 3:40 in the fucking morning, like a savage.
Trying to play it off oh no, once in a while that happens. And then Amanda looked at the data, which is really cool, but you can really see the average wake time of this man. Now he goes to bed I would say sometimes early, but not like 5 p.m. every night. He's not getting enough sleep. We tried to tell him. He's like, it's always been that way. So yeah, if we're stubborn, it's because of our dad.
Yes. Who the fuck gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like as a normal thing? And then he said, I drink coffee and watch the skunks in the back yard. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyways, that's our father, friends. It is what it is. So that is our mock draft for this week. We're going to go ahead and recap our key teams for you guys. That way you can know who we ended up getting. So on my team, for my running backs, I have Bijan Robinson, Chuba Hubbard. Those will be my starting running backs. I have RJ Harvey, Zach Charbonnet, Jadon Blue. My quarterback is Josh Allen. I have Marvin Harrison as my wide receiver, Devontae Smith, Roma Dunze, Emeka Ibuka, Keon Coleman. My tight end is Jake Ferguson. I have a second quarterback of Jordan Love, Kansas City Chiefs defense, and Cam Little as my kicker.
All right. And then for my team, as my running backs, James Cook and James Conner will probably be my lead running backs. Cam Scatabo as another, Trey Benson, Lil Bill, to round out my running backs there. Wide receivers, I have CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers, Matthew Golden, and Keenan Allen. And then I got my solid ass tight end in Brock Bowers. Probably has a solid ass too.
He probably does have a solid ass.
That's weird because we're old.
Sorry.
And then who I lost the spot. My quarterback's Dak Prescott. And I got the 49ers defense and Evan McPherson as my big kicker.
Big kicker. Not dicker the kicker, but maybe dicker the kicker. Never mind. I could have made a sexual joke. I'm not going to. Okay, you got it. Okay, cool. All right, that is it for us, guys. So thank you for mock drafting with us. We appreciate it a ton. Hopefully that is a little bit helpful just to kind of understand our brainchild behind drafts. Again, key tips to keep in mind as you walk into draft weekend. Shit's unpredictable. Be willing to pivot. Trust your gut. Take who you want. Use the full fucking 2 minutes, okay? Yeah. Sleeper likes to yell at you. Just turn the volume down. Take your whole ass 2 minutes. Who gives a fuck? I did draft today. Did you know you can put live emojis to people's picks? I did accidentally put a poop emoji on. So I meant to do it on my husband's, but I did do it on some random man that I think is one of our friends' husbands. But nonetheless, I pooped his decision.
He enjoyed it. It was kind of, maybe, I don't even remember what the pick was, but it could have been poopy.
No, it was, Brian Thomas. It was a good pick. Yeah. I was just like, wanted to poop my husband's pick because he took who I wanted. Whatever. Anyways, that's a fun fact there. Obviously, if you guys aren't already, make sure you subscribe. That way you never miss an episode because while yes, we're doing a ton of episodes on drafts now, you're not going to want to miss us when we get in season because we are doing live sit-start strategies. We are going to be doing waiver wire suggestions. We are talking trade deals to absolutely just rock the trade room. We're doing all of that with you guys every single week. So you don't want to miss it because why the fuck would you want to miss us?
No. I mean, look at this chemistry.
We're a good fucking time, baby, okay? So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're not already, make sure you follow us on both TikTok and Instagram. We are at Let's Talk Football Sis. As a heads up to all of our podcast subscribers, you get a bunch of free shit from us. So if you're not already, and if you haven't already checked it out, in episode 2, we dropped a free draft day cheat sheet. In episode 3, we dropped an updated draft day cheat sheet. So go back to episodes if you're just catching us, download those freebies so you never miss anything from us. And again, like we said it already, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And we can't wait to kick off NFL football season.
Can't wait. It's almost here. It's like the most exciting time of the year. It's the most wonderful time. Mandy, you're supposed to sing. You were the singer.
Dude, my voice will crack. And then you'll notice that I'm actually tone deaf and I did take singing lessons and it's the most embarrassing fun fact ever. And I can't believe I admitted it on the internet. Okay, we're going now. Thank you guys. We talk fast. Or I do. No, whatever. All right, guys, have a great one. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe and we will talk football with you later. Peace out.
See ya.